Greetings to all the listeners tuning into the show. Today we're going to talk about the history of the potato. And who better to speak than the potato himself? The potato is going to talk to us about the importance of local knowledge and practices. These practices are often passed down to us through many generations. For example, some people cultivate and process potatoes today in much the same way as their ancestors did so many years ago. Now over to our guest, dear friend. Please introduce yourself and tell us where you are from.
Greetings to all. Yes, I am the potato Russell. I was first grown on high in the Andes Mountain in South America about 9,000 years ago, but now I live almost everywhere on earth. In fact, I am grown in 148 countries.
Yes, you are very popular. I'm sure most of our listeners know you. How about you, Potato Joanne? Can you tell us about your birth and childhood?
I was born in South America. A group of people called the Aymara people were the first to grow me. They live on the shores of a large lake in South America. The Aymara people found wild potatoes growing all around and began to plant them in their fields. In fact, you can still find wild potatoes around the lake. One is called the fox potato. You might say that the fox potato is my great-great-great-grandparent. But we potatoes looked very different in those days. We were small then, only about the size of a palm.
And you, Potato Russell, so the Aymara people found potatoes growing wild and began to cultivate them. Was it difficult to grow potatoes so high in the mountains?
It was very cold and dry up on the high plateau where I was born, but the Aymara farmers were very creative. They dug canals and used the soil that they removed from the canals to make raised fields. Then they planted me in the raised fields. The water in the canals kept the soil slightly wet even when the weather was very dry. The canal water also helped to stop the soil from freezing.
That was creative. How did the Aymara people prepare and process you?
Well, a lot of time they dried me and stored me to eat later. First, they left me in the ground until I froze. Then they dug me up and trampled on me to squeeze out the water until I was shattered into little bits. Next, they dried me, all the little bits of me in the sun. Then they stored me in a cold underground storage area. They could keep me there for 10 years if they wanted it. When they were ready to eat me, they took me out of the cold storage area, ground me into flour, and made bread for me. And I should tell you that today, in present times, the Aymara people still cultivate, process, and store me in much the same way. We have a very special relation.
Okay, so now we know about your relationship with the Aymara people. They were the first to grow you and they found all sorts of interesting ways to store and use you. And today, so many years later, you're still with them. Are there any other people or cultures that you had a special relationship with, Potato Russell?
Oh yes, I have enjoyed good relationship with many different communities and cultures. I was very popular with the Inca people. They lived in South America hundreds of years after the Aymara people. I don't mean to sound too proud, but I was at the very center of the Inca culture.
At the center of their culture? Were you really that important, Potato Joanne?
Oh yes, the Incas had potato goods. They made pottery shaped like potatoes. They rubbed me on a skin of sick patients and used me to help women in childbirth. I was everywhere. Their language has more than 1,000 words to describe potatoes and potato virus.
Wow, that's real potato culture. There's one more thing I want to ask you, but please don't be offended.
Please go ahead and ask. I'm quite hot and hardy.
I've seen white and yellow potatoes, but you are a blue potato.
Well, yes, we come in every color of the rainbow. White, yellow, red, blue, black, orange, purple, pink, and in every shape and size. I can be small, large, bumpy, round, smooth, thin, or thick. And we potatoes have many different tastes. All, of course, good.
You must be proud to be from a family with so many attractive and delicious varieties.
Yes, I am. Although I am troubled by some things these days, but maybe we should not go into that now.
Well, yes, please go on. We still have time. especially if something is bothering you, Potato Russell.
Well, even though there are thousands of kinds of potatoes all over the world, many of the old varieties, the ones that have been around for so many generations, are being lost.
Why is that a problem for you?
Let me give you an example to show you why this is a problem. In the San Andres Mountains, where I was born, farmers grow all over 200 species of potatoes and 5,000 varieties. To the people of those mountains, different types of potatoes are so different as the meat from a pig and a chicken. They eat one of a kind of potato for breakfast, another for lunch, and a third for dinner. Of course, when potatoes are this important, it's very good for our survival.
Okay, now I understand why growing many varieties is important. If I were a farmer, how would you advise me to plant and grow different potato varieties?
Well, to begin, why not grow several varieties in the same field? Consider the color and temperature of the soil, the steepness of the slope, and how much sun it gets. The kind of potato that will do best in those conditions. By doing this, you make sure that potatoes have wide variety of characteristics and personalities so that they can meet any possible pest or disease challenge.
Well, my friend, you have quite a personality. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and I've learned a lot about you and your relatives. Thank you for coming here today. Do you have any parting words, Potato Russell?
All I want to say to the listener is plant a lot of potatoes, plant many different varieties of potatoes, and eat a lot of potatoes. We're good for you.
I'm a potato, I like to live on the ground. You'll see us potatoes, we sing when there's no one around. I love being a potato, life's easy when you're a spud. I play guitar in the daytime, then at night I just sleep in the mud. Oh, the potato, without us you wouldn't have chips. Oh, the potato, then what would you have with your fish? Oh, the potato, growing outside in the fields. Oh, the potato, fantastic with every meal. Musical potato, you didn't know we could sing. A singing potato, what a peculiar thing. My mother was Jersey Royal and my father Maris Piper. They got together and made me. Now we'll spend our days in the earth. Oh, the potato, without us you wouldn't have chips. Oh, the potato, then what would you have with your fish? Oh, the potato, growing outside in the fields. Oh, the potato, fantastic with every meal. I'm a potato, I like to live on the ground. You see us potatoes, we sing when there's no one around. I love being a potato, life's easy when you're a spud. I play guitar in the daytime, and at night I just sleep in the mud. Oh, the potato, without you wouldn't have chips. Oh, the potato, then what would you have with your fish? Oh, the potato, growing outside in the fields. Oh, the potato, fantastic with every meal. Thank you all.